Cloud computing means anything which is something over the global network, which is something not hosted, like your Google Drive. All of you use a Google Drive. So Google Drive is also what? Google Drive is part of my cloud only. Yes, absolutely correct. So in today industry, everywhere you see the cloud is there, even like hosting service. Suppose I tell you that all of you need to create one website, but you have a Windows desktop, you have a Windows operating system. I tell you to create a website on the Linux, yeah, and host on the Linux. You create in any language, but I want hosting in Linux. Or I want a cloud computing to be used. Suppose you want to put some database and I want to upload all my data in my database. So there I also go for the cloud computing. Clear? So let me share this little bit scenario with you.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Sir, I'm audible.
Yeah, audible. Tell me.
Sir, actually, just to know, so from Learnbase end, can we get some free tier account of AWS to do some hands-on?
You can create your account on your own.
Okay.
You don't need to pay anything for it.
Okay.
Yes. So today I will teach you how can you even create your account. And we are going to use the service. So even if you get a service now, till the end of the session or the course might be, it will be 50 rupees, 100 rupees only spent, even not more than that. So don't worry.
Okay, so some amount we need to spend.
Depend upon the service I'm going to use. I will try to use the free services. Clear? But let's see like how. But I will not make you spend any penny also. So don't worry for the same. Clear?
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so see this. AWS service is a comprehensive cloud computing platform that includes the infrastructure as a service. So there are three terms: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Now see, this is you sitting in your organization, clear, and you are going to use the organization asset. Your organization has servers, they have a storage devices, they have various databases as well. Even the applications they are running on the server as well. Now what happens is, in this you have to pay a lot. The organization is going to spend a lot of things. But if your application is increasing, they need to increase the database, they need to increase the storage, and even they need more and more server. Lot of cost is involved in that. They will migrate to AWS on the right hand side, where they will going to use the server, database, storage, and they will host their application through the internet. In the organization, they are doing through the internal network, which is LAN. And in the cloud, they are going to host their services with the help of the internet. Now, you're very amazed to know that inside the AWS, you are getting so much feature even without spending any penny, like which you have to pay for it. Like suppose you have all have Windows desktop. I was talking about scenario, and I tell you to go for Linux. Now, will you purchase any other laptop or any kind of other you can to create the partition in your laptop operating system to install the Linux into it? Not at all. Okay. Who will take so much of pain install? Later on, I tell you to use multi. Who is this? Somebody was unmuted. Okay. Later on, I tell you that you have to install multiple databases, Oracle, MongoDB, and you have to do in 1 hour. It is not possible to configure them. You have to install the setups. Oracle is a paid version again. So these are the challenges, right? If I tell you that you are getting 15 GB of Google Drive space, but I want 1 TB. And do you know that AWS has such a flexibility that it can provide you 1 petabyte of data to get uploaded with some amount. 1 petabyte is equal to 1000 TB. That is more than enough, right? So that is also the powerful feature of the AWS. Fine. Now, what is the meaning of a IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS? There are three terms in the industry which we look for. Let me explain this on the paint. So we have three things over there: infrastructure, IaaS, and PaaS. Any idea about this? What is the IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS? If you have done this before? No?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Infrastructure as a service, which is provided by the AWS infrastructure for uh, the company, and
Good.
PaaS is a platform as a service that provide the platform which develop the application,
Platform is. Mm-hmm. Okay.
and software as a service just like Gmail, Outlook, MS Office, just using.
Okay. That's fine. Let me take one image over here. I'm going to explain it through the help of the image. It will be very easy for you then.
Sir, so in that previous slide which you were showing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for AWS, so it was showing there was one point called scaling the platform or something,
Scaling
right?
the platform. Yes, scaling the
So,
platform is used to scale application. Suppose you are increasing your application. You are
so,
building one e. Yes,
so, sir, what that means? That is the horizontal scaling or vertical scaling?
both. Both you
Okay,
can do.
okay, 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 okay.
Vertical also you can do, where you can increase the number of basic. You can increase the storage as well. Horizontal you can do if we want to basically increase the number of instances. Both are visible. Both are there.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So we have a three models over here. First of all, we have a SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. See, actually, what happens in the industry, these three models are only going on, and one is a on-site. On-site means, like I have told in the slide also, this is a on-site. We are doing the work. That is a on-site. SaaS is going to basically build on the billing. You can do the CDN, DNS, data name source, and all. Custom packaging you can do over here. Marketplace. And you can see these are the tools which are used for the SaaS enablement. So SaaS is only used if you want to use software as a service, right? If you want to use any kind of software with your tool on the AWS, then we go for a SaaS. The full form is software as a service. Then come PaaS. PaaS means that if you're going to use a platform as a service, like on the AWS, if I'm going to use these tools like GitHub, Kubernetes, Docker, we can also use the GitLab. Many more tools are there. I'm just taking a simple example. You can deploy your application. You can even do the container organization as well, automation, Jenkins, pipeline. You can create many more features are there. It means I'm using AWS as a platform to deploy my application over there. Like on your laptop, if you are using a Jenkins and Docker and Kubernetes, so you are using your laptop, your desktop, here in which your softwares are installed as a platform to deploy application. Right now, I want to deploy my application on the as AWS, right? In which I'm going to use as a platform over there. And last is a IaaS. IaaS means infrastructure as a service, where I have the container, virtual machine, then we have a storage, then we have a networking, security. So I'm going to use as an infrastructure. What is the meaning of infrastructure? Something kind of a hardware, which you have to basically pay. So hardware means storage, application server, clear virtual machine, data center, all these are counted in the part of my IaaS. So in the AWS, we get all these features at a very low cost, very, very low cost. Clear? It means 10 times the cost is reduced. And AWS is going to manage on your behalf. You only have to create an application and host over it. Fine. Now, what are the advantages of AWS cloud computing? First of all, increase the speed and agility. Now, what happens? Any application will take a lot of time on your on site or your on premises. Okay, one thing more, this term is used as on premises, something which is there in your organization. If many of you are working somewhere, your organization is going to work in the environment that is known as on-premises, on-prem.
It is
Clear? So,
exactly data center.
sorry?
Data center.
Data center is just a center. It will come right now also after this. Data center is just a kind of a center where you are going to store a lot of data. Clear? You can, a lot of servers are there. As a bulk of like 1,000 servers are basically there. And data center is at some location, some region. So AWS works on the region and the availability zones. It will come down the line. Don't worry. Now increase the speed. So the speed of your deployment, the speed of data access, the speed of data insertion, pulling, everything will increase over here. Here you can stop spending money on running and maintaining the data center. Means you don't need to pay any money for data center. Now if you say this building, this is what, this is my data center only, where my servers are there, storages are there. That is a part of a data center only. Go global in minutes. You can go global in minutes means anytime you can just scale your application. You can share your application to any account, to any user across the globe. That is something known as go global in minutes over there. Trade upfront, expense for variable expense. Whatever services you are going to use in your AWS, you are only going to pay for that. Like suppose you all have a mobile plan, right? 455 plan you have. Now, whether you use a data card 1 GB per day or 1.5 GB per day, whether you use or don't use, clear? That much amount you have paid for it already. Means you have recharged your card. But in AWS, it is not like that. Whatever services you are going to use, you only have to pay for it. No need to pay any extra money for it. Benefit from the massive economies of scale. Your application will scale, your database will increase, your network will increase. At that time, you're going to get more and more benefit. Means from the economy point of view, it's very, very cheap to maintain all my complete application over the AWS. And last is pause, stop guessing the capacity. Now, when you use a database in your local system, you are not even sure how much memory it is consuming. Any kind of alert you are not getting over there. What is the data storage, memory consumption? Nothing is there. You can even track with the help of a task manager. That's it. That is at a broader level. But if you want to check in depth every kind of the database you're triggering, that you need to manage. Then we have to guess only. But in the AWS, we have a cloud watch. We have a cloud trail. And these are just the kind of services which is given to me by AWS to manage my AWS resources in the form of graph, in the form of chart. Everything is mentioned over there. So I will come to know how many consumption of resources are going on so that I can maintain a limit. If I have got a limit of 30 TB, I will not exceed 30 TB. If I will exceed, I have to pay for it. So that is what actually. So we can actually maintain, we will not need to any kind of guess over here. Whatever we have used is transparent and will be shown in the form of the graph over there. Okay. Now you see these are very famous companies. Netflix, you all know. MACD, you all know. Activision, Fox, 21st Century,
Sir,
Multimedia.
sir,
Yes.
you said go global in a minute. How, sir?
Hmm.
And can you explain this,
When you
please?
create your AWS account, at that time, your account is visible with your account ID. Now you can access your account from anywhere. Means like your Gmail. When you create a Gmail account, it is not like that you are opening your Gmail only in your laptop. You can access it anywhere from any globe. And plus, if you're going to create your own account, you can even create a users under it. So wherever your user sitting in Africa or South Africa or India, wherever they are sitting, clear, you are controlling them because you are the admin and the administrator of the account. You have given them privileges. So basically within a minute I can go global. I can connect to any person across the globe who is using some kind of AWS service, and I can just share the resource and exchange the data because my network is different and their network is different. That is something known as global in minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
And as soon you create an account, everyone get to know that you are the user on the AWS with the account ID. So that also we show you right now. Fine. Clear to
Sir, thank
everyone?
you, sir.
Okay. Now, AWS enables you to build the sophisticated, scalable application. Now, what is meaning of sophisticated? Complex application, enterprise application, business application. All your application like Amazon, Flipkart, do you think they are actually using some local servers? Not at all. They are on the cloud itself. Clear? This multimedia, this any kind of website where you have a movies, Amazon Prime, Disney Hotstar, you are seeing the IPL these days. You think where it is getting streamed? These data, they are coming from data server only. But data servers are where? On the cloud. So today's without the cloud, nothing is there. Clear? Everything is the cloud actually. Applicable to diverse set of industry. Any industry you pick over there, retail, marketing, banking, finance, we are using a cloud. Clear? Like a backup and storage, big data analytics, IoT, AI, ML, all these are the feature of the AWS cloud. Website hosting you can do. You can build your mobile application, social apps, gaming. All these are what? These are part of my AWS. And these companies are using the AWS. There are many more. I've taken only these four right now. Now, what are the key service area which are required in the AWS? See, AWS is more than containing 255 services. Yes, there are 255 services in AWS in total. And they are categorized under few kind of a service area. Means they are categorized. So there are 5 categories which will be a part of your course. One is your compute, one is your storage, one is your databases, one is your networking, and one is your security. Compute means something which is there. You are going to compute means instance, like your container, your instance. You are going to create a virtual machine. If I tell you that you need to create one machine with this much configuration, that is going to part of my compute services because I am using that machine for computation purposes. Fine. Storage. If I want to use my storage, so over there, storage means what? Like your Google Drive is your storage. Yeah, any other kind of the free services like GitHub is a kind of a storage for you. Clear? Databases. Database means suppose MongoDB, MySQL, Oracle, and I want to use these for my applications. If I'm building some simple Java application, Java project, and I want to host, but I need a database. But the problem is I don't have database in my system. So what I will do now? I will not install into my system. I don't have that much of configuration. I will go to the cloud, host my application over there, which is only going to take few minutes, and then I can connect to my database. And this will is going to give me a lot of flexibility to fire as much query. Clear? To use as much any kind of database as per my requirement. There is no limitation on database over there. Networking. You can create your own private network, your own public network over here. Clear? Suppose if I create a network and there are 30 participants in this class, I want to do networking with them. I want to connect with them one by one. Clear? And check the status of their machine, of their virtual machine. I can do easily. That concept is known as VNet peering, virtual network peering. Okay, this is the term. Let me write over here. VNet peering. Clear? In which if we have one machine, one instance, one private virtual private network, and this is my other private network, I can connect with them. Clear? To exchange the data, to communicate, to ask for the resources, anything you can do by this. That is a part of my networking. You can create your own firewalls around your network to protect your data going in and out with the help of the traffic. The data coming or the traffic coming from internet, you can protect it with the help of the networking feature. Security, you need to secure your database. You need to secure your networking. You need to secure your storage device also so that nobody can ping and can like tamper with your data. So these are all the key services. And if you see this architecture now, they are just being used over there. Suppose this is a user and he has created one application with the name of your application, any application, mobile or web. Now he need to host this on the Amazon AWS. So first of all, he will use this Route S3 feature for the virtual private cloud. He is going to use a VPC virtual private cloud to host one of the instance. This is my instance. Instance means what? My own virtual machine, my own desktop. As I told in the starting, if you have a desktop, right, and if you are going to use the desktop to host some application, so now it depends upon you whether you want to host on Linux or Ubuntu, or on any other operating system which you have. Then that is something configured in the Amazon EC2. We will see down the line also in detail. Amazon EBS is stand for block storage. Yeah, it is a kind of a storage device, like your Google Drive kind of thing. It can store as limited data you want. It can scale, it can upgrade and downgrade as per your requirement. Yeah, so if you want to upgrade, some cost factor is there again. They are going to charge, clear, for how much space you want to use. Suppose in Google Drive, in Gmail is giving you 15 GB of data to be stored. Clear? But if you want more than 15 GB of data, they're asking you money. Why they're asking you money? Only such a company, they can give you free also, but they are only charging you for the services on the cloud. So if you're going to buy this space now, you're not purchasing from Google. You are purchasing a space from cloud only. That much you have to pay for it. Then comes the Amazon DynamoDB. It is again a kind of a database. DynamoDB, it will come in the future. Then comes the Amazon S3 bucket. Amazon stand S3 is a kind of a bucket that can store your images, your personal data, your official data, your video, audio, anything. Now, do you think where the WhatsApp backup, when you do the WhatsApp backup, where a WhatsApp media is getting stored? On the cloud. And where it is getting stored? On the S3 media bucket. This S3 bucket is a container which can be used for your personal account also and for your official account also. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now over here, if you see this, security. This red circle which you see over here, security can be done at 2 levels. It can be done at an instance level, right? And it can be done at a virtual private cloud network as well. Means if you want to maintain the security at a cloud level at your virtual private cloud, then you can create a security level, or you can create around the Amazon EC2 instance also the security. So there are multiple security types. Okay, let's go down now. Now please see this carefully. This is my on-prem. Clear? On-prem means on-premises, like your organization using the on-premises. And this is basically known as my cloud, AWS cloud. Fine. Now in your on-premises, you are going to create a firewall, means your organization is going to protect. Suppose you are in one of the company and you are trying to access Google or YouTube from there. You will immediately get a kind of a message, not allowed, denied. Why? Because the company has put a firewall around it. ACL, your company has a lot of access control list. Access control means you are going to give some kind of privileges. Like this person can only open the database. This person can only maintain the database or trigger the database or enter the query or read the query. Those are known as privileges. And those are given by ACL component. Administrator is going to administer all your like services, whether you have a server or storage, anything. So a lot of things are there now, but more than that is given by the AWS. Like we have an administrator now, we don't require administrator over here in this. You can just create the security group, which is much easier to maintain. So security group is just a kind of a group which you can use basically to create a security among the users, clear, to give them some specific privileges and authorization only. So they will only have certain limit to access your resource. Suppose if I give all of you that you are going to log into my Google Drive, clear, and you can download all the data. But if on the Google Drive, I put a restriction being of viewer or editor, and I can put the specific email ID, then those email ID will able to download my data. Am I right? That is
Yes,
where
sir.
going to happen. Sorry?
Yes, sir, it will be like that.
Absolutely, yes. Network ACL is again the part of this, and AWS IAM. IAM stands for Identity Access Management. Very, very important. It is a very good module and very important as well. Without the IAM, now your data is not secure on the AWS. If you are going to share the credential with someone else or somebody you made the administrator, he can log into your IAM and he can actually tamper with your data and any other resource as well. So IAM
Sorry
is
to
good.
interrupt.
Just a minute, let me complete. I will give you time, 2 minutes. IAM is going to maintain the data and the access to your resources. If you are the administrator of your account and you are given the privileges that please create the user and give them permission. So if you are going to give any user at administrator right, then he can log into your account also and can tamper with data. So with the IAM, you can control it. With the IAM, you can only give him necessary permission on some service that he can only use the S3 bucket or he can only use the EC2 instance. Apart from it, he is not liable to go to any other service. So on his dashboard, only few services will be shown which I have given him the access. Okay. Yes. Anyone was saying something?
Sir, this presentation shows the difference between the data center and AWS, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Data center, this is something on the on-premises, this is the cloud. So we are doing the comparison over here. That my organization is using this one and this is given by the AWS also.
And thank you. Understood.
Okay. Now on my on-premises, in my organization, we have a network pipeline, switch and router. That's very common. Every organization has. Here we have a ELB, Elastic Load Balancing, and Amazon VPC. Amazon VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud and Elastic Load Balancing for the load balancer. Load balancer is very, very important in today's world for any organization. You know why? But the reason is load balancer is going to maintain the load of the requests coming to your machine on the AWS. If there are 1,000 requests per second coming on your machine, but by default, it increased to 15,000 requests per second. Now, how will your machine handle all those 5,000 requests extra? So we are going to use a load balancing technique over there to load my request. If my one server instance is busy, I will forward my request to the other server. So 7,500 will go on one server and other 7,500 will go on other server. And this way, the server load will also be decreased. Then come the AWS on-premises server. So this on-premises server, which we have over here now, it is basically costly in nature with your organization maintaining. But in the AWS, you will get a AMI. Now, what is this AMI? AWS machine image. Clear? In short, it is also known as Amazon machine image. Both are right. Amazon machine image. Now, why it is required? It is a very, very critical important component. Suppose you are creating one EC2 instance. This is my symbol of EC2 instance over here. And I have given some configuration. Like it should be having 64 TB of space. Clear, it should have a Windows 10 in this. It should have around, suppose 12 GB of RAM, 1 CPU, Intel 3. This is a configuration I give to my machine. Clear, this is my machine actually. Clear? So this EC2 instance machine now, we are going to create one image out of it. Image means a virtual image. So here we are going to create one single image, and that is something known as my AMI, Amazon machine image, which is being coming from the EC2 instance. So EC2 instance is just my virtual machine, virtual server in which I'm going to just create my image. Now, what is the use of this image? Suppose it is in one region. I also want to create a similar configuration in my other region, second region also. And similar configuration in my third region means 3 regions I have, 3 areas I have where I require 3 EC2 instance. Now, do I need to configure again and again? No. You just create once EC2 instance over here. create the AMI image of it, like reflection. When you see in your mirror, clear, it is something the reflection of yours image only, something like that, clone copy. And from this clone copy, I will create my other instance in 2 region and 3 region also. It means again and again, I don't need to create my instance. With single image, I can create as many instances I want. That's why it is known as a powerful feature. Same configuration, everything will be similar. This is the relationship between the Amazon EC2 instance and the AMI. Fine. And last one is a database and storage. So these are my storage device. These are my databases, but these are obsolete. Now no one use the database in their on-premises. Everyone moved to the cloud. On the cloud, you have a S3 bucket, very, very famous and common. Amazon RDS, Relation Database Service, Amazon EPS, clear Elastic File System, and EBS, Elastic Block Storage. The short forms are little bit like, guys, confusing. When you're going to learn the topic now, write down some notes on it. Try to maintain some notes for this. Clear, as you will forget the definition and because there's so much to learn in the AWS now, there's no limit. Okay. Yeah, any question now before I move forward?
Yeah, sir, here Amazon EC2 instances, you are saying it is a clone of that, right? Like
No,
if one
Amazon EC2 is not a clone. I'm saying that EC2 instances will be basically a
we
virtual
can
server.
create.
Clear? And
Mhm.
out of that, I will get first of all the AMI, the reflection. From AMI, I will create the clone copy of EC2.
If EC2 AMI is having 64 GB of configuration, how many EC2 instances we can create?
Yes, you can
Each
create.
instance can have same amount of GB or
Yes, same. Clone means same. Everything will be similar over here.
that means if we are creating 3 EC2 instances, each goes with 62 GB of data, right?
If you create 3, no, if one EC2 instance you have around 30 GB of data, suppose storage.
Hmm.
So every
Hmm.
EC2 you create will have 30 GB of data inside it.
Okay.
Okay. So 3 instance mean total 90 GB.
That means AMI can have 90 GB we can take, right?
AMI is not contained 90 GB. AMI is just the image, a virtual image, like a kind of shadow of the EC2 instance. Clear? And from
Okay.
that shadow, we are creating the actual EC2 instance.
So what is the requirement of AWS?
AMI is a very, very powerful feature. Without the AMI, how would you configure a EC2 instance? If you want to create, suppose 10 EC2 instance in a minute, can you create? It's not easy. One EC2 instance take around minimum to minimum 3 to 4 minutes to create and to launch also. It means if you want to create 10, you need a half an hour. With AMI, you can do this job within 5 to 6 minutes because you are creating the EC2 instance not directly, but with the help of a AMI direct. With the help of
That
image, you are going to
means
create.
that means if 10 users are logging to the application at a time, for each user, each EC2 instance will be created. Is that the understanding?
Not about the application. Even a single user can use the same 10 EC2 instance also. Single user can also create. One user can create multiple EC2 instances.
We
There's
can
no.
do multitasking.
Okay, okay. Understood.
Sorry,
Sir, is it
multitask.
so sir, is
Sorry,
it
sir. One at a time, guys. One at a time. I'm getting 2-3 answers from. Yeah, one at a time, please. Yeah.
so sir, is it like a horizontal scalability, like depending upon the amount of
Yes,
data, it increases?
absolutely. Multiple instances means horizontal scaling. True. Any more question on this? The terms. These terms you will see now in the course in detail also. Because our course is only focused around these services. Okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So these EMIs will be used to store the configuration of an EC2 instance so that
Yes.
we are not
Configuration.
need to select a configuration of every instance again and again. That's
No.
the right thing,
Suppose
right?
I will give you one example to make it very, very simple. You go to the laptop to purchase. Over there, you take your laptop. On your laptop, you ask the dealer over there in the shop that, Bhaiya, I want this kind of the configuration same, which is there in my laptop. He will ask the configuration from you. And he's going to clone another new laptop with the same configuration. Right? Same thing over here also. Your EC2 instance is your old laptop, and the bhaiya is going to create a new laptop configuration from the AMI. So AMI is nothing but a kind of the configuration which you are providing him on the piece of paper, that I want 4 GB of data, 12 GB of RAM, Intel i3, good graphics card, everything. That is something on the paper you're writing to him. That is the AMI. Using that AMI, that bhaiya on the shop is going to create the same kind of the virtual instance, sorry, same kind of EC2 instance for you with that configuration. Now clear?
Yes, got it.
Okay, this is something the AMI is all about. One person can have many laptops at the same time. One person can create multiple instances over here. So it is not like one person will only have one EC2. It can have multiple EC2 instances also. Okay, any more question on this?
Sir, one small doubt. So, as a DevOps engineer, do we also need to automate this task, like creating this instance automatically? And
DevOps, yes, you require the instance. You do require, because with the instance only you're going to create the container, Docker, and everything. You need it.
so that has to be automated.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Container, Docker images, everything will be created with the help of that instance. It's very easy. Even when you create it, so you can take a third-party services help also in the AWS, like third-party resources, which can configure your container and Docker very easily. But being a base, EC2 is required for it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move forward. Now this comes the AWS global infrastructure. This I was talking about before, data center. Somebody asked me, na, data center in the starting. Actually, what happens in the AWS, we have one region. And there are more than 26 regions in the AWS. Clear? In the next slide, it is coming also. See, these are the regions over here, which will be visible on your account also, AWS account also. Every region has around 6 availability zones. Like you can say that, suppose I'm living in Delhi. So Delhi is a region. Now inside the Delhi, we have 4 types of category. North Delhi, East Delhi, South Delhi, West Delhi. Those are what? Those are my availability zones. Clear? So in Delhi, these availability zones are my different data center. And every data center is actually the house of typically thousands of servers. Thousand server can be there in one data center. And in one zone, you can have many data centers. So you can imagine how powerful, how scalable it is actually. It is designed for fault isolation. If suppose one data center is down due to earthquake, due to some natural calamity, so it is not like that the business will go down. Your data center will replicate to the other data center which is available nearby. So automatic backup recovery will be done by the AWS. You only need to maintain the data. There's data backup done by the AWS automatic. Fine. Like in the globe, sometimes the earthquake, like in Dubai, the flood came over there due to high rain. Now, if data center was there, that would have been destroyed completely. So will the Dubai will be stop using AWS? Not at all. AWS will migrate all the data to other data center in the Dubai or nearby other country. And from there, the Dubai people can actually access the data. So your data center will always be active in one or other availability zones. So we have actually, by the way, we have only 3 types of the primary zones inside our one region. So written clearly, each AWS region is made up of 2 or more availability zones. and AWS has around 26 zones worldwide and growing. Like in India, we have only one data center available, and that is only available. Sorry, one region is there, and that region is there in Mumbai. I will show you also where it is available. So only in the India we have Mumbai. So if you want to
So
use
we
a
have Hyderabad also, I think.
no,
We
no,
have
no,
one
there
more.
is no Hyderabad. No, you will come to know in the dashboard itself. When you log into your AWS account, their regions are there. Okay. Now inside this, let's see the regions over here. So these are all the regions. Here, see, in India, see we have Mumbai. Then we have Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, town. And do you see this map over here? This map is very, very useful. This map, if you see, there are two kind of color circle. One is a blue circle, one is a red circle. Red circle denote that these are the regions which are busiest in the world. Clear? So might be there are 2-3 circles red in color. And blue circles denote that these are the regions which are little bit less occupied. Okay. So AWS has regions all around the world. It can be US East 1, EU West 3, depending upon. US East 1 means United States East, United States West. 1 and 3 are basically the availability zone inside it. So these are depicted over here. So you don't need to remember at all. It will be shown to you. A region is just a cluster of data center. Clear? So one region can have many availability zone, and one availability zone can have many data center inside. So you can say cluster of data center. Most AWS services are region scope. When you're going to create any, who is unmuted, guys, please mute yourself when you don't have any question. Most AWS services are region scope. If suppose any AWS service you're using suppose Amazon EC2 instance, or you're using suppose EBS, block storage, or any other S3 bucket. Now these AWS services are going to be region scope, means in one region one service is available. But it's not like that every region have a same set of services. In India, we have limited services. Clear? In outside world, like in US, North Virginia, we have the maximum kind of services. So according to priority, you can see over here, they are put like that. See, it is the highest one. Ohio, California, origin, these are the highest one. Clear? And these are the lowest one, where you will see less services. Clear? Now, when you create any service now on the AWS, you have to choose a region for it from the top. Let me show you simple one. Rest we will do in detail also later on. This is my AWS account, and you can see over here at the top we have a Sydney. So I have chosen the region as Sydney over here. See, Mumbai is also there, California is there. Fine. And below this, you will see these 12 regions are out of my scope. Why? Because actually they are not enabled for my account. The reason is they are paid. If you're going for a paid account, like business account, developer account, enterprise account, then might be these services are available to you. So you can count 12 plus 14 will be over here, and these makes 26 region. Clear? And see, I'm using Sydney now, this one. So you can see what is the code for availability zone. AP Southeast 2. And see, this is the available AP Southeast 2. This is the zone available. So we will discuss in detail later on. Fine. So these are basically the region scope over there. Any question on this topic?
In India, we have AP South 2, Hyderabad. AP South 1 is Mumbai. In AWS itself, it's showing bus.
No. I'm not talking about a region actually over here.
Okay.
Sorry, availability zone. I'm talking only for the region. Region is only one in Mumbai. Data center can be there. Availability zone can be there.
No,
But
select a region. Region is showing in AWS as Asia Pacific Hyderabad AP-South 2.
no. If it is showing now, it would have been depicted. I think it is underbid. It is not yet active.
Okay. Got
Over
it.
here, whatever is available to you, you can only use that only actually.
Okay.
That's a so even it is showing in India, I think somebody has put a wrong information, or it is under development, but right, it is not active at all.
No, I am
I think
checking in
it's
only AWS site only.
So I think it's
No, no.
available for paid
AWS
account.
region will only become active and it will be showing over there, because
Okay,
Amazon
okay,
is
got it.
not going to like hide any kind of region. It's going to benefit them actually. The more region
Correct,
they do, the more revenue they will gain.
correct, correct.
Right? So might be they are under construction. They have just put a news over there, but there was a news also leader that's built in Kolkata, because Kolkata is near to the east, basically east side. So there's no region. But then later I checked on the news center also on the Amazon, it was fake actually. So
Mhm.
only if it is there, it will be showed on the portal itself immediately when they have deployed everything.
Got it.
Okay.
Noted.
Okay. Anyone has any other question on this? Region, Jones available, please tell me.
So I think Hyderabad region is available for cost paid account only, sir, right?
Sorry, Hyderabad?
Hyderabad region is available for paid account only, sir.
I'm not able to understand. Can you please louder, please? Can you be louder, kindly? Or you can paste your question in the chat window, possible. Okay, any more question? Now please see this. How to choose which region you have to choose for. Basically, when you are going to use services, it is going to basically ask you the region for the first time. And you can change the region from the top. So if you need to launch a new application, where do you do it? So first of all, you need to check 4 parameters. First of all, the compliance with a country. Like suppose recently the news was there now, like Facebook was saying that WhatsApp encryption needs to be decoded in India. Clear? So government is saying that we do want to encrypt the data in the India. So WhatsApp said I will just move out of India. Now WhatsApp is saying that it doesn't mean that WhatsApp is going to close the account. Clear? It is just going to shut down the operation in India and spare a data center. Whatever data center they are using in India, or whatever the like policies they have configured to use a WhatsApp for the Indian people, they will be shut down. Right? That is something the compliance. So region to region, different compliances are there actually. Clear? So with the data governance and legal requirements, the data never leaves a region without your explicit permission. If you are in the North Virginia and you think the data should be transferred to the Ohio or suppose Sydney or any other, so there it is going to ask a permission. Can we transfer data from one region to other region? It's not like that they are going to do automatically, because you are in the other country and your data will be transferred to other countries. So compliances issues are there. They are going to ask your permission as well. Proximity. The more closer you are to the region, the less kind of cost you have to bear for it. If the service is there in Mumbai, why should I go and achieve the service in South Africa or Tokyo? Yeah, the more distance I have, the more I have to pay for it. So better I will go to the nearest region around. But if I am looking for that service which is not available in Mumbai, then I will go outside India to avail it. Okay. Available service within a region means new services and new features are not available in every region. See, it came over here right now. I just told you that if it is not available in Mumbai, then I will move to the other region. So you have to look for services. Even you can do the calculation of the pricing of the AWS as well. So moreover, the features are not available in every region. It means you have to go out of scope and look for it. And last one is the pricing model. Pricing varies region to region and is transparent in the servicing pricing page also. When you are logging to the account of the AWS, there is one page of pricing also. Like S3 has a different pricing, DynamoDB has a different pricing, and many other are there. So when the pricing is there now, so it is going to show on the servicing page as well. Okay. And there only you have to basically check, and then only create the service. Don't blindly create it, else I'm telling you it's going to worth a lot. When I was learning at that time in my days, you won't believe, by mistake I have taken one service and I have not read the pricing tag over there, which was clearly mentioned over there. I don't know what happened. After a month, it triggered a mail to me that this much amount you have to pay. I was in learning stage. Clear? I don't know what pricing and all. No one even taught me at that time. So then I came to know that AWS has a different pricing, and they have shown on every page of every resource. Even in the S3 bucket you are going to use now, they are given a pricing calculator. How much space you want, for how much time, how many days, whether you will come to S3 bucket how many times in a week, once in a day, twice a day. Everything they will take a parameter and then they will give the amount. Clear? Now you can decide whether you want to avail S3 or not. Fine. So that is something known as the pricing model. Now come the availability zones. So each region has many availability zones over there. Like this is my one region, Sydney, which I am using here. So we have AP Southeast 2 and this 2B and 2C. And you can see over here, these are the maximum. There can be minimum 3 availability zones and maximum 6 availability zones over there. Each AZ is one or more discrete data center. Clear? I told in the starting also, one AZ is going to have one or more data center. Clear? With less power, networking, and connectivity. They are separate from each other so that they are isolated from disaster. Every data center will not be very close to each other. Some will be, suppose, in proximity of 100 kilometer, 200 kilometer. Some will be in the proximity of 500 kilometer, like that. Clear? Like in India, we are over there now, so we can actually go for it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now over here, they are connected with high bandwidth and ultra low latency. Yeah, somebody was saying something?
Yes, sir. So Mumbai is the region, right? And
Mumbai is no, yeah, Mumbai is a region over here. Yes.
yes. So is it open like information? Where are the data centers? So in India
No.
there are 3, right?
Data center is not there. Only you will get availability zone. You can only get from AWS. You have to look for it on Google.
Okay.
Sir, before slide, last slide, proximity. Once again, explain. Sir.
Proximity means that if you are nearer to the region, you are going to get very less pay. Like suppose you are in India, you are going to choose the Mumbai only, right? So over there, that is something we have. Yeah. Any more question on this?
Pricing is also varying with ability zone according to.
Pricing will be, yes. Pricing will be, suppose if we are in Mumbai, you're not using that. So you have to go out of India to avail that service. Some services only. Every service will differ from region to region.